Hey guys, welcome back to GBossDE. We're going to be checking out a video titled Women in Germany, Job, Politics, the S Word, and Tomatoes. Meet the Germans. So let's see. Women of Germany. Shout out to the women of Germany. This one is for you. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family. It would be nice to see a lot more of you guys here. Either way, guys, let's get right into this video.
A long line of important women. The F word and the tomato. Hold on to your X-chromosome. Today's Meet the Germans is all about women. Just over 50% of the German population is female. Some of the most popular names for girls over the past 50 years have been Stephanie, Katharina, or more recently, Marie.
Okay.
The life expectancy of a girl born in Germany today is just over 83 years.
Wow.
That's almost 5 more than her male peers. But will little Marie experience equality in her life?
Ich bin Alexandra Oll und ich habe 9 Jahre lang für das feministische Magazin Emma gearbeitet.
Wie geht es dir als Frau in Deutschland heute?
Ich empfinde das natürlich einerseits als totales Privileg, weil ich immer die Gelegenheit hatte, meine Träume zu verfolgen. Gleichzeitig hat man aber trotzdem als Frau in Deutschland das Gefühl, dass man sich in so einem Loop befindet, was bestimmte Themen angeht. Da ist sie ja wieder, so die Hausarbeit. Da ist sie ja wieder die Unterrepräsentanz von Frauen in der Politik. Was auch viele nicht wissen, ist, dass wir in Deutschland ein wahnsinnig rückständiges Abtreibungsrecht haben zum Beispiel. Es hat mit der Politik zu tun, die Versprechungen macht, die sie vielleicht am Ende nicht einlöst. Es hat mit Frauen zu tun, die lernen müssen, ihre Rechte einzufordern. Und es hat mit Männern zu tun, die begreifen müssen, dass sie einen Teil ihrer Macht abgeben müssen, wenn sie in einer gleichberechtigten Welt leben wollen.
The Global Gender Gap Index tracks progress in gender equality in areas such as health, education, economy and politics. Germany is ranked 10th out of 153 countries. Not bad, but it still has one of the biggest gender pay gaps in Europe. And if you're on the board of one of the top German companies, you're more likely to be called Michael, Thomas or Stefan than you are to be a woman. Allow me to introduce you to Luisa Otto-Peters. Back in the mid-19th century, she was one of the early trailblazers in women's rights. They were fighting for the right to vote, to get an education and to work. But what came next? Let's kick off with a victory. In 1918, women in Germany won the right to vote. Under the Nazis, women were pushed back out of political life and encouraged to have large families. A Cross of Honour was even awarded to especially productive mothers. Bronze for 4 children, silver for 6, and gold for 8.
Wait, what? Okay, see, my 2 cents on this is always going to be personally for me, this is my personal preference, not no law, nothing. Personally for me, I don't really care if my woman works or not. My preference would be for her to not do anything. Just like my kids, I don't really want to see my people doing no dirty work, none of that. That's just my preference, generally speaking. However, when it comes to force, I don't like force. Right? Let's say I'm with a girl and she wants to actually have a 9-to-5 job while I'm like, nah, bro, you can stay home. You ain't got to do all of that. I'm not going to force her. So when it gets to the point where force gets into something, it just makes me like, wow, dude, how? What the heck? When she said 8 children, you get a medal, like that is insanity. But I know it's the past though.
Men and women shall have equal rights. That became part of the German constitution in 1949. Largely thanks to the campaigning of politician Elisabeth Zelber. She became known as one of the mothers of the German Basic Law. The end of the 60s saw civil unrest ripple across the globe. Women in Germany became fed up of being treated as assistants on the sidelines of a social movement. Remember that tomato from the beginning? At a meeting of the Socialist German Student Union, Sigrid Rüger had enough. She started launching tomatoes at the men on stage. This action ended up being a catalyst for the female students to get organised. In 1971, having an abortion could land the woman and her doctor in jail for up to 10 years. That's why this magazine cover shook the country. Hundreds of German women, including some household names, declaring, "We've had an abortion." The second wave of feminism in Germany went on to put all sorts of topics on the agenda, such as wages for housework, violence against women and children, female sexuality, and discrimination against gay women. The reunification of Germany showed just how different women's situations had become in the West and in the East. Women in the East often went to work full-time, and there was a good childcare system in place. Whether or not you can call that emancipation when it was more or less forced by the state is arguable. And of course, they were still expected to deal with the kids and the housework. But the effects of this time can still be felt today. The gender pay gap is smaller in the East, and women in the East are more likely to hold top positions. And now, let's talk about sex. Suppressed female sexuality has been a feminist issue for decades. As for why, I asked Regine Thüren. She used to run an erotic shop for women in Cologne.
Ich komme aus der katholischen Erziehung, in der Lust wenig zum Thema gemacht wurde. Und ich glaube, dass wir hier auf jeden Fall im Christentum durch die Kirche da sehr geprägt sind. Das ist ein Jahrtausenderbe. Wir waren die Bedienerinnen der Männer und über die eigene Lust etwas zu erfahren, das ist neu. Das gibt es noch nicht so lange.
Sind die Frauen in Deutschland sexuell befriedigt?
Ich glaube, was ich so festgestellt habe, die Frauen in Deutschland leiden darunter, nicht befriedigt zu sein, so wie das auch international ist. Wie die Männer es leichter haben, zum Orgasmus zu kommen, als wir Frauen. Dass wir viel mehr drumherum Vorspiel, Nachspiel, Hauptspiel, Zwischenspiel brauchen und so weiter. Das sind immer
What the freak? Yo, mama, what you... Hey, yo! Hey, but for real though, I think the point that she hit earlier with lack of satisfaction on the feminine section, that's actually really true. And I think that's like a thing that is present in probably majority of relationships in the world. Like satisfaction on the woman side of it is literally never really there, you know. Can't be like that, obviously, but it's actually a fact, which is quite insane because I don't really think it's that hard. I'm just saying.
gleiche Themen, auch wirklich in allen Kulturen.
Are you ready for the F word?
Fact.
Angela Merkel is one of the most influential women in the world. She has said that gender equality is logical, and yet she was never keen to label herself a feminist. Let's see what everyone else has to say. Sind Sie Feministin?
Nein.
Nein.
Absolut.
Nein.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't believe in all this label, garbage, narble. No, like, even the whole BLM thing, I've said this billions of times, I'm not with it. But what do you think? I don't want black people to be out there. I'm not with it though, but I'm not part of that movement. I'm all about equality and freedom, and everybody has a free will and choice for themselves. I'm not a part of nothing though. I don't want to be a part of nothing. I'm me. I'm just gonna talk my 2 cents. I'm not a part of this, that, nothing. I'm me. Right? I don't need to be classified as something just because I share a particular view with someone who classifies themselves as that. No, I don't see that.
Nee. Ja.
Teils. Nein, sieht man doch.
Was genau bedeutet die Bezeichnung für Sie?
Eine Frau, die für ihre Rechte kämpft.
Für mich hat das auch mal so ein bisschen was mit Unzufriedenheit zu tun.
Nah, that guy's a jerk. A woman who fights for her rights. And then he says he's not a feminist, as you can see. Well, maybe he misunderstood the question. I don't know. I don't know. Because why wouldn't she fight for women's rights?
Ganz zufrieden.
Feminismus ist für mich ja halt eine Extremposition. Und ich bin kein extremer Mensch, der sich nur für Frauen einsetzt.
Man kann das auch so sehen, so das englische Wort für die Menschheit, Humanity. Dann kann es auch mal ein Wort geben, das mit Femme anfängt.
Also in Deutschland sind wir ja schon relativ weit, würde ich sagen, aber in anderen Ländern ist das noch nicht so.
The thing is, we both come from countries from Latin America where women really need to fight about many things. But here, for example, I talk with many friends whom are guys as well, and they seem to be more open about equality.
Für mich bedeutet Feminismus, dass Frauen alles erreichen können, was Männer auch können.
Das soll schon sein, da bin ich auch
No,
dafür.
that is not what. No offense to that girl, that is not what feminism means. That women can achieve everything a man can achieve. First of all, that's not possible. They're not the same people. Men cannot achieve what women can. That's just straight up competing with each other. That's not gonna get you nowhere. That's not gonna get you nowhere. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what she's saying, but when we talking about topics like these, we got to be clear, we got to be distinct, because that's how misunderstandings and misconceptions get out there. And yeah, you don't want that. So no, I don't agree with that. But what the other guy said, yes, totally agreed with that. The one who was saying that he doesn't consider himself a feminist because he believes that, you know, feminist is more for just one particular rights, right? So I understand that. That's much more understandable. But this one, no, I can't really agree with that.
Sich auch im Leben durchsetzen können.
And
that's
now
good.
it's over to you. Has anything surprised you in this episode? And
I
what's
mean-
the situation like for women in your country?
I mean, nothing has really surprised me in this video, except, well, the women not being pleasure didn't surprise me because I already knew that. I don't think anything surprised me. What probably would surprise me is that German women probably would currently think that they're in a bad situation when they're actually probably in the best, in number 10 obviously in the world, when it comes to equality between men and women. And you know, it's something that you have to stand for. Like, it's quite unfortunate that everybody doesn't get their fair share of equality, because you know, like racism, there's the equality with that in terms of like how people treat each other. It's never going to be fixed, right? And feminism, it's there, but you know, the true equality between women and men will never be fixed. Like the true equality that, you know, people will actually be comfortable with, it's never going to be fixed. And that's personal equality, meaning how I treat you as a woman, or how a woman treats me as a man. It'll never be fixed. How a black guy treats a white guy, how a white guy, it'll never be fixed. And that is the real problem with this whole equality thing. Laws don't do much, right? It just hides things, but it doesn't do a lot, if you get what I'm saying. Maybe that's too much for you guys to get what I'm saying. I didn't explain it enough, but hopefully you guys get the point. Laws do a lot, but it doesn't do the dirty work. The dirty work comes from inside, and that's the whole issue. The inside is hidden. So yeah. But you know, I'm happy that, you know, I'm not living in a time where women had to be fighting to freaking vote and crap like that. Like, man, like that is insane. Or being forced to be mothers or stuff like that. Nah, bro. Like, to even, you know, like carry a child, it's like an insane thing to even think about, right? Because it's like 9 months, and then, you know, you go through this phase where you're not happy with how you look, you know, like it's a serious thing. So to be forced in that is like tough, man. That's a tough one. Like, nah, don't be forcing people. That's how I look at it. You know, free will is what, you know, what we all got. But either ways, we out of here. Thank you for watching. Peace.